What's up, people of YouTube? There's a lot of new folks here. Thank you for subscribing, joining. Wasn't really expecting all that, but hey, y'all are here now. Getting head put back on the 240. It's back from the machine shop. The parts are in. Ryan is grabbing some dowel pins so he can put that back on the block and get his head slapped on. I don't know how quick we'll be able to get this done. We spent a lot of time doing the valve seals. That was an endeavor when you don't have the right tools. I mean, it's possible to do it, but it's just kind of a headache. So that took up a good bit of our time yesterday, and now we're taking up more big chunks of our time for us cleaning everything up. But anyway, I don't know if we'll get to fire it up today. It may be a two-part. Like I said, it's getting kind of late. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing done. On this head, I think the reason why I blew a head gasket is because, well, first off, someone's been in here already. We know that because there's a lot of these newer style clamps like that on there, not OEM. And there's no way you can get to that underneath this intake manifold. But they also put in new coolant lines. When we pulled this head off, we noticed a lot of them were kinked. So we think that's the reason why they blew a head gasket. Anyways, they probably didn't last very long after they did all that work. So we had to go back in and trim this to get it to the appropriate size. Give you an example of the kinks. Here's another one. I'm just gonna put this back on because this is how they had it. You see that? Kinked. Who thinks that's okay? Who does that and be like, that's fine, I'm just gonna leave a coolant line just like that? All right, intermission. Sound like crap, just gonna have to deal with it. These here are the spats for the 240. They're painted now. This one's not the best, but I don't really care because the whole car's not perfect. Not clearing it with 2K like I did last time. Went cheap, but I didn't go super cheap. At least I got automotive grade. I'm gonna have to take the bumper and blend it into the fender because last time only used one can on the whole bumper, and you can tell the difference. It's silver, not so much like this. This here matches up perfectly with the car. You slap it on the faded section, it just blends. Okay, so as that first layer is getting done, I came over here and I'm peeling off the tape. Now you heard right, that is tape. Well, maybe not that, that's OEM. Up here, it's just electrical tape. That's all I did, because I had to remove it last time. Gotta do this side too. So it's what we're gonna do, because like I said, the bumper only has like one can on. I didn't get enough to actually get it to match the rest of the car. It may look like it does in the picture, or the video, but it's really not. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to blend this in. We're gonna fix that rust spot and fix these crappy rust spots. Here's this side painted already. I just painted up to here on that line. It's not perfect. I probably should have actually spent more time right there, but whatever. You can see the dent now in that, but this side is done. Now I come over here to this side, and this is all the spots that I've sanded where there are rust. So now I got to primer that and then let it dry and then spray it. Now, I'm okay with the way this looks. It looks a lot better. Hides the rust. I should have done something down there at the bottom, but we're going to save that towards the end because I don't think I'm going to have enough paint to do all that. Again, I ordered just one can. What was I thinking? But I also wasn't thinking I was going to do all this. Come over here to the Ryan's car. He has to do the whole timing set on that. So luckily I have one for my 240 he's going to use. Let's come over here to this actually. So here's the outcome. Look at that. Ooh, it looks okay. It's not perfect again, but hey, it was a lot of work to get these to, back together. You see all that? This one here, I believe one of these, it might be this one. It was like super warped to the point where it isn't even sitting up against the car anymore. Actually, I had to break it and then shape it to the car. So a lot of work has gone into these. I didn't realize there was like replacements out there. I just went on eBay and I was seeing what used ones were going for. I was like, nah, we were going to just fix these. I think they're like 300 bucks. So went ahead and done my take of fixing them. And here it is now painted. With the base coat, looks pretty good. Pretty happy with it. Success. Okay, let's go. All right, so we got this side done. It's pretty good. It's gonna need some wet sanding. Of course, that's what you expect out of a can. But it's gonna be a couple days before I can do that because it has to cure. But I think it looks a lot better than it did. So I'm not complaining. Y'all can make fun of me. That's totally cool. I don't mind. So we come on this side. Looks good. Now look at the door, man. The car looks good, but then the door is just whack. But to give you an idea, dude, like it matches so freaking well. Minus the door. Let's get it while the sun's beaming on it. Look at that. Oh, that flake. Oh my God. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what we're talking about. Pretty happy. So, you can probably tell by now, this is like a multi-day video. We went ahead and moved the 240 from down there in the slop hole. We got it sitting up here right now on the ramps. I'm gonna show you something here. So we got everything apart for us up front. I'll be honest with you, we've never done timing on these things. Didn't realize we had to take the oil pan off in order to get this timing cover off. Who would have thought? I mean, I guess you could have just Googled and figured that out. But you know, once you do timing on one vehicle, you do timing on all vehicles. They're pretty much all the same. Never have we had to pull an oil pan and maybe even the subframe. So we're gonna try our best not to do that. I think we can really get in there and get the oil pan off and everything without doing all that jazz. Because luckily we got all this other stuff off, where we can basically slide the oil pan forward. Disconnect the sway bar, move that out the way, or drop it down if we can, but I think we can get that out. But this is where we're at right now. I got it sitting up here on the hill because it's a little bit smoother. It's not smoother, it's not muddy. You got the gravel here and all that. And here's a better view of my car now that everything, the bumper extensions are on and the car is painted. It sounded a little bit stuffy still, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. The only downfall is now is the door. It doesn't really match the rest of the car. Like the quarter panel looks good back there. It matches the front, but the door just looks a little rough. But overall, it's a little dirty now because it's been raining, but I'm pretty happy at how it came out. It's not perfect, but neither is the car. This side's far worse for us, looking at the discoloration from the quarter panel, the door to the fender. But it's shining really well. It looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but like I said, it's passable. I don't have any of the rust spots poking out anymore. Remember how that was? Just the door is a little rough, but excuse me. Whoa, I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. It looks a lot better with the bumper extensions on, because before it was just looking pretty ratchet, man. I wasn't really about that. Took advantage of that Christmas discount from the Circle K here. Hey man, I'm missing a cookie. Bro, did you eat a cookie out of here? I did. Oh, you did? Okay, good. Man, I was about to say, I'm like, wait a minute, they cheated me a cookie. Makes a little more sense. I didn't realize it was open, but heck yeah. Went ahead and wrinkle blacked Ron's valve cover. Pretty pleased with how well that came out. Just look at that. Not too worried about things like this, like the little paint or the little overspray here. I'll go in with the razor blade and scrape all that off. I left the freaking tape again, but yo, that looks good. I'll let him decide if he wants to scrape off the lettering on the valve cover like I did. You know, hindsight 2020, I wish I would have just left it like that because I kind of like the way that looks. But the key to get the good wrinkle, you gotta lay a nice little light coat and then quickly follow up with this bunch of thick coats. Then let it sit for about 30 seconds, take the heat gun to it and just slowly work your way. Or if you got an oven, you know, you stick it in there, but no one wants to have that smell in their house. So that's a success. I consider it. Looks pretty good. I'm jealous. Then coming over here, Ryan was able to get the oil pan off. What we had to do, I told him, it was like, you're gonna have to loosen motor mounts and jack it up from the bell housing. So we were able to get the oil pan off. He's getting it cleaned up, or get that cleaned up, the front of the block, clean up some other stuff, and then after that, we got to go to AutoZone, grab some brake cleaner. But we're finally making some progress, so this is gonna be a long video. All right, got everything back together. Moment of truth. I need to stop saying that. Oh, is it my beeper beeping? All right, we're probably gonna have to use better jumpers. First step. Got this going. And then inside. We're at day, I don't know. We're not having much luck with the 240. So the whole deal with, you know, making sure it ran before we pulled the head was so we didn't have any issues, right? To make sure the car ran. Well, we did the head gasket. We unbolted everything. It's just, we've done this a million times before. It's nothing new for us. And for whatever reason, we got everything back together and it's not starting. We have fuel, we have spark, you have air, you have everything that should start the car. But the thing that we don't have, which is confusing the mess out of us, is our check engine light's not coming on. And we noticed the dash lights, they work. Here, I'll show you, 1 second. Dash lights are on. I'll start it, redo it, but oh my gosh, this thing is finicky. Dash lights on, check engine light should be coming on right here, and it's not coming on. But also, aside from that, what's not working is none of the lights are coming on the dash, which means, you know, they should be right now, but they're not. So we're trying to figure this out at the moment. So the ECU works, I know that because I've plugged up my scanner and I can pull info on it, but nothing's happening. So we're trying to figure that out. Okay, peeps, so I don't know what day we're at anymore. So like might have said in another video, there's be multiple snippets. I'll probably edit this stuff out if it's overlapping, it doesn't make sense. But we ran into a bunch of snags with this car. But the good news is we finally got it running again. It was a distributor timing. After we pulled the valve cover off, put it in top dead center, and we checked the timing marks and all that jazz. We're like, okay, everything is right. We looked at the distributor, he realizes 180 out. Put it back on, and we heard a poof. That's the most it's done. Like, it tried to start. So we were like, all right, we're on something. I was like, all right, I guess we need to take the distributor back off and let's check something again. I think, was it off like a tooth or two? Just so the distributor was off by 1 tooth. So it wasn't quite at top dead center. And of course, go back in, fire it up, and we'll turn it over, sucker fired up. There's a bunch of fuel in there. It ran just a little bit rough, but it's running. It's doing what it's supposed to. It held idle for the little time that we had it running. We didn't run it long because we still have the valve cover off. Pretty much it's loose. None of the bolts are in. The gasket not on. The timing cover needs to be resealed back up again. But also, so with this, we got it all together, but we had some issues of diagnosing. Maybe it was like a Mandela effect thing going on, because me and Ryan both noticed that when we first fired it up, I think in a video I asked him, I was like, do you check engine lights? He's like, the timing, check engine light works. He's like, no codes. I was like, great, awesome. I'm pretty sure I saw that too. I thought it said check engine. It doesn't. And what happened was, after a whole bunch of poking and prodding and checking all the relays, stuff like that, apparently there's a breathalyzer still left in here. We yanked all that out. It was in the ignition. We yanked all that because, you know, we figured that might be an issue. Don't know how, because we didn't fiddle with anything on the inside. It should have ran. I got fed up at one point, and because we were thinking the ECU might have just taken a deuce or something. It's not out the norm for Toyota stuff, but Nissan's a little odd. So I pulled the cluster out and I looked, there's no bulb for the check engine light. I don't know what we were seeing, man, but so we had that going on. But before that, we weren't getting any fuel at all. I pulled the fuel line, no fuel is coming out. What the heck is going on? The brand new fuel pump wasn't working. So we go into the back, we pull the fuel pump out, we hook it up to my battery, you know, test it directly there. It wasn't working. We go back and we do it again, and then it started working. So I don't know what happened with that, but that was a different fluke. There's just a bunch of flukes going on with this car, but we end up sorting them all out, from the fuel pump, from the check engine light that we thought we had that we end up not having. It kind of finds out we didn't even have a bulb in there for it, as all it was the timing. So if y'all run into any issues, go back and check your work. If you know you didn't fiddle anything else, just go back and keep checking and checking, eventually figure it out. All right, so now what I got to do here, I got to put this thing back in time, because we got the distributor back off and we got to seal everything back up. I had to put the camera down. It's just a little bit, compression's pretty strong with this one, but anyway, if you look down here, if I can show it, I got this headlamp for Christmas, so I'm using it to show the marks. Okay, so that's top dead center. You can kind of see the marks where that rod's or pin or whatever's poking out. So top dead center is going to be the second one off towards the left. But yeah, and the lobes, they're going where they're supposed to be, you know, to the outside. So now Ryan is cleaning up the timing cover and I'm going to clean up the bottom half of this for the lower timing cover. I'm going to get everything sealed back up, and we'll fire it back up again. All right, got everything back together. If you come over here, this is what I do believe is a breathalyzer, what's left of it. It was underneath the passenger seat. This was actually tapped into the ignition. So we figured that was probably the problem, but anyway, we got everything back together. Ron's hooking up the battery terminals, got all the gasket maker put on it. Nice. Release. No leaky deeks. Looking good so far. Check the fuel, because I was thinking of that. Heck yeah! It's getting better. Open dip. Oh my God, are you serious, bro? Ah. All right, since I film everything on my phone, I ran out of some space. But just keeping an eye on everything right now for like temp. We're bleeding it, got the heat going and all that jazz. In the middle of all this, for whatever reason, their gas gauge just stopped working. That's completely dead. So that was something else that was throwing us for a loop, wondering why that wasn't working. Something else that happened in the midst of it was he doesn't have any cluster lights on the back half. Don't know why that's not working either. I forgot to check the bulbs. Seeing as, you know, we didn't have a check engine light. We thought we had one, but just there wasn't even a bulb, so I guess we were seeing an overdrive light. Say what? Yeah, temp is fine. So Ron's over here topping it off. It's doing its due. Come back here, see how the exhaust is looking. A little puffy right now, but that's to be expected. It hasn't been running forever. This is pretty much the, I guess, second time we got it running again, but pretty good. Okay, so right now we're just going through the motions here of working out the kinks, checking fluids, checking transmission fluid, and we're going to take it for a quick little spin. I'm going to take it up the road first, check the temp, make sure everything's fine, and then I guess we'll go take it for a real test drive. I don't know. All right, this is the first trip in this thing. We're going to do a quick one. Why is there airbag light flashing? Because it's been wrecked. What am I kidding? What? This thing sucks. Look at my head, man. Lean your seat back. Move that thing behind you. Don't know, man. Screw that daggum thing. What's that? I don't know. Whoa! What are you doing? Spinning a tire. For how fast we're going, at least. Feels like you're just day one. Yeah, gotta work out the kinks. Flat spots. Heck yeah, boys. Shifts. Going through the. You think so? Going through the graveyard route. Yeah, you can, probably not. Go ahead, send it, who cares? Why are you going that way like that? So I don't bottom out. You're not lowered, you're lifted. I got a low tire. Not lifted and down. Oh my God. Oh man. We did it, boys. Must be that must be nice. My gas gauge don't. Gas gauge don't work, mine does. It's a cemetery route right here. It's where we go to test all our vehicles. We don't overheat. Are we all ready? Yeah. Oh heck, man. Oh, quick. Oh, it's going too quick. Shut it off. First start. That sucks.
Emotional damage.
This looks like me and you.
Yeah, it is. Oh my goodness. Did you do that?
Yeah.
Window work. Let me use it. Nice. I want to have something to hold on to.
I think it's fine. Did I lose my gas gauge again, or we just not low?
No, I think you just that low. Gas gauge works again.
I just don't trust it then. But I don't think we had a play at that.
I don't either, because we didn't have any warmth coming out here. I told you just send it and see what happens. Okay. Hey, you tore up the yard.
Who?
You.
I didn't do that.
Oh, she did a burnout. Dude, both of them were going. Ain't no way. That was just sheer luck. Yeah, that was just luck, man. Hey, didn't burn up, overheat on that one though.
If anything was going to do it, it should have been that.
Should have done that.
Gas gauge is working. I had a cool.
Someone stole some of your gas, man. They've been siphoning it. So that, what test drive is this? Like 3 now? I think we're doing it.
This is only number 2 still.
Yeah, technically it is number 2.
I'm just running around.
I keep driving it. Hey, let's just get a feel for this daggum thing.
This shock is effed. Okay.
Whoa, they're drifting it.
Watch it.
Are you golden?
Heat's working.
Yeah, it's definitely working now. I think we got her bled, Hoss.
Alright, we gotta try to make it around the cemetery.
Alright, that's the real. Dang it, I got the dirt in my eye, man.
Yeah, don't point at your face. The dog's just like, you know, David.
Alright, going to go around the cemetery again. We didn't make it last time, started overheating. That's so nice. We didn't quite bleed it right. I told him just send it and see what happens because it wasn't warming up. There's like a little heater core valve that's broken. They had it kind of rigged together. So we just took the spring off and now we got it open the way it should be. Now we got the heat and everything. It feels nice and toasty. So this is our racetrack here, also known as our test road. When we're not too sure about vehicles, it's safer just to go this route. One of us gets stuck, just call Ron or he calls me and come pick him up in a Touareg or something. This is it, it's just a cemetery. Oh heck, you going up this thing? Gotta be respectful of the dead, otherwise they'll haunt us.
Sorry, guys. This has got a muffler.
Oh man. Dude, when I had this CRV, I was ripping it. I started from right there and ripped it all the way.
Yeah, if anybody's getting haunted, it's you.
Yeah, I know. She was right over there, man. And I felt so bad afterwards. So bad. They're going off-road and in a 240, don't drop off that time, man. That'll dig something up. Oh. God dang, Ryan! I told you. Look at this. Ryan must have drew that.
I did that. Mine was a thing. This is the shock. It's just not good.
Now it sounds noisy. Okay, it went away. I thought you broke it just then. Slamming off into the ditch. Give her some beans. Nice. How'd she stop? She feel good?
That's pretty hard.
Oh God. I think it might be time to just go ahead and close this video at this point. We got this sucker running. Took a while. I mean, it took a little while. So like I say, went through a lot of ups and downs with this thing. Like I think I might have said already, you probably saw this thing posted for sale. Ryan got fed up with it at one point. Sometimes we've done that. Like we posted our stuff up for sale, and we end up getting it running and then we take it right back off. So that's what's going to end up happening with that. Now we got it running again. He's just going to daily this thing. We got some work to do. That shock on the driver front side's busted. I mean, like it's broken. It's done. So I'm just going to give him my stock shock for a time being, and he's going to order some coilovers or something for it. The next video, I'm going to be working on this here, but I'm buying this. This is going to be the car that I'm going to be really working on. That so much of 240, not mine at least, because I mean, what am I going to do to it? I don't really want to ruin it. I think it's good where it's at. The SC300 is more the platform that I would like to work on and build, because it has the motor that we want in it, and I ain't got to swap the motor into the 240. The 240 is fine as it sits. I got some parts ordered for it, so I'm just waiting for that to come in. It's really just like a mass airflow sensor, and I'm going to go from there and see what else it needs. It needs a thorough clean on the inside and all that, because one of the driver windows has been sitting down and everything. And let me show you something else. The shocks are completely blown on this sucker. Look at this. Let me really get it going for y'all. See that? It's shot, man. So I'm going to get some coilovers for that and everything. We got a lot planned for it. So that's what my goals for that anyway. With that being said, like I said, yeah, I'm going to close this video out. Ryan, he's going to clean up on the 240 now, and we're going to work over some other little minor kinks and things of that nature. But for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and clean up that, and he's going to clean up his 240. If you made it this far, I appreciate you guys being patient and everything. I know I tried to get these videos out like once a week, but I didn't want to just send a video out on the 240 if we didn't get it running, because that's a disappointment to y'all, just like it's a disappointment to us. So I ain't gonna do that way. But things will be rolling out. As long as I got content going, I'm gonna send stuff out. I don't really like doing a whole lot of vlogging and stuff of just talking if we ain't got a whole lot going on, but things should be picking up a little bit now that the hurdle of getting that 240 running again is done. But anyway, like I said, if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Thank you guys. To all the new subscribers, thank you. Wasn't expecting any of that. Y'all blow me away. Like, Ryan's getting messages like, hey, I see that the car's on YouTube. Holy crap, it's freaking wild, man. Like, we're just two dudes from Alabama, and here y'all are watching my videos. I like that. Appreciate it. In the meantime, take it easy, guys. Peace. So look at it. This sucker came out in 2 pieces, man. Three, my bad, 3. And look at this. Look how long they were riding with it. You see that?
We didn't do it.
And all this dust and stuff came out of it. Holy crap, bro. That's why it was clunking and banging.